Batya, Batya, I was Pharaoh's daughter. I drew forth the baby Moses from the water. That single action, it set forth in motion the events that came to save the whole Jewish nation. Picture this, my friends, imagine if you can, a time when the Jews were living in a land called Mitzrayim, meaning narrow or confined, strangled by slavery, no hope could they find. Pharaoh was my father, and I his pride and treasure. He gave me everything, and I lived a life of leisure. My house and my clothes were the finest in the land, all made by Jewish slaves who were there at my command. But then one day, everything changed. The day when my reality was rearranged. The day started off just as plain as any other. I was wandering through the palace unaccompanied by another, when all of a sudden, within his royal chamber, I heard my father screaming with disgust and anger. These Jews are much too fruitful, he raged and he cried. Though I tried to keep them down, their numbers multiply. At the rate that they're going, if they keep on birthing babies, a rebellion will rise up. It's a fact, not a maybe. I must wipe them out once and for all. I must figure out a way to ensure their downfall. I must wipe them out once and for all. I must figure out a way to ensure their downfall. I listened to my father as he made a decree that newborn Jewish sons should be drowned swiftly. He actually believed this would solve the situation, and without the Jewish sons, he could end the Jewish nation. When I heard these words come from my father's lips, I felt a trembling start in my very fingertips. A raw rage rattled my insides and my bones. For the first time in my life, I felt confused and alone. I looked at all the Jews who cooked for me and clean. For the first time in their eyes, I saw pain and suffering. These men, they were fathers. The women, they were mothers. And Jewish or Egyptian, we all loved our sons and daughters. Yes, Jewish or Egyptian, we all loved our sons and daughters. I knew on that day I was in a position to do something productive to improve the situation. But I had to be careful not to let my father know that I wanted to help let the Jewish people go. And then one day it happened, though I waited a long while. The answer came to me while I was bathing in the Nile. 'Cause deep within the reeds, I heard the piercing cry of a tiny baby boy who was nestled warm and dry within a little ark, arranged with loving care by a Jewish mother who had left him there. In an instant, I knew that God had sent this gift to me, that I was meant to find this child left in the reeds. I loved him so, I gave him a home. I nurtured his dreams and raised him as my very own. Moses enjoyed all the luxuries in life, but I knew eventually that he'd have to leave and fight, to fight the good fight, to struggle for the rights, to lead the Jewish people from the darkness to the light, to fight the good fight, to struggle for the rights, to lead the Jewish people from the darkness to the light, to fight the good fight, to struggle for the rights, to lead the Jewish people from the darkness to the light. Consider this, my friends, that a momentary action can be the tiny spark that can cause a chain reaction. No matter how simple, no matter how crude, the smallest acts can cause effects of great magnitude. So don't forget Batya, who drew Moses from the water. She was a great hero and Pharaoh's rebel daughter.